You've been lied to. Since childhood, you were spoon-fed the poison of meritocracy. You were told that talent rises, that hard work is rewarded, that the best naturally take the throne. But look around. Are the powerful truly the most skilled? Or are they the most willing to play dirty? Power is not earned. It is taken, and often by those who least deserve it. This is the truth Niccolò Machiavelli whispered centuries ago, and the world has worked tirelessly to bury ever since. He didn't write for the virtuous. He wrote for the cunning, the overlooked, the ones without gifts but with hunger, because talent can be a trap. The talented grow complacent, believing their brilliance will speak for itself. But brilliance doesn't whisper in the ears of kings. Fear does, control does, perception does, and those are tools even a fool can learn to wield. Machiavelli saw a brutal simplicity in human nature. People do not follow the best. They follow the one who makes them feel safest or most afraid. If you can control their emotions, you don't need to impress them. So if you were born average, rejoice. You have no illusions to shed. The talented are chained to their image. You're free to manipulate it. And that is where your true ascent begins. This is not a story of greatness. It's a story of those who seized what others were too noble to touch. Talent is loud, but charm whispers in the dark, slips through cracks, and rearranges minds without leaving fingerprints. The world is not ruled by the brilliant. It is ruled by those who make others feel seen, needed, and slightly inferior. A dangerous combination. If you lack skill, cultivate presence. If you lack intelligence, master the art of suggestion. People don't follow the best ideas. They follow the people who make them feel safest agreeing with them. Machiavelli understood this perfectly. He wrote not of morals but of masks. And the most effective mask, likability, not the desperate likability of the submissive, the dangerous likability of the serpent. Warm, coiled, and waiting. People want to be manipulated. They crave narrative. They respond to flattery, gestures, and the illusion of closeness. You don't need genius to exploit that. You need patience and a deep understanding of their weaknesses, especially their pride. Charm is not about being nice. It's about being useful to someone's ego. When talent tries to command, charm seduces. When the skilled fight for the spotlight, the charming control the audience from the shadows. And if you've been overlooked your whole life, congratulations. You've been given the best training. The charming are forged in silence, in hunger, in invisibility. While the world looked past you, you learned how to look into them. What happens when the system breaks? The talented panic. Their achievements are tied to order. Their worth depends on structure, on rules that validate their excellence. But the untalented, they smile. Because chaos doesn't punish the average. It punishes the predictable. Machiavelli knew this. When the world trembles, so does the throne. And in that trembling there is opportunity. To those without talent, chaos is not a threat. It is oxygen. When structures collapse, there is no more standard to meet, no more ladder to climb. And so, the game becomes primal. Influence is no longer earned. It is seized. Not by the most capable, but by the most willing to act while others freeze. You don't need brilliance when your enemies are paralyzed by fear. In times of crisis, the public does not look for heroes. They look for voices. Any voice. Loud enough, clear enough, ruthless enough, and they will follow it. Even into ruin, especially into ruin. This is how average men become kings. Not by proving themselves better, but by being the first to step forward when the talented hesitate. So manufacture chaos if you must. Fan the flames. Stir discontent. The more unstable the ground, the less anyone notices how unqualified you are to stand on it. You don't need talent in a burning building. You just need to own the fire. Do you really believe morality was created to guide us? To protect the innocent? To uplift the weak? No. It was built to contain you. Machiavelli did not see morality as virtue. He saw it as strategy, a language spoken by rulers to keep the ruled obedient. The powerful preach ethics, but rarely follow them. Because they understand. Morality is a tool of control, not liberation. And those without talent? They're the ones morality traps the tightest. You were told to be kind, honest, fair. But the world does not reward kindness. It exploits it. The honest are exposed. The fair are devoured. Morality teaches you to wait your turn, while those without shame cut in line and seize the prize. Here is the secret. You must appear moral. But never be moral. Master the performance. Play the part. Use morality as camouflage, not a compass. When people believe you're good, they never look deeper. They surrender trust. And with trust comes power. Do not strive to be good. Strive to be untouchable. Those who cling to their conscience will always serve those who discarded theirs long ago. Your guilt is their leash. So let them call you ruthless. Let them say you're cold. You will not be remembered for the rules you followed, but for the kingdom you built in the shadows of those who obeyed. Morality is a leash, and power belongs to those who bite through it. What is truth if no one believes it? What is a lie if everyone does? Machiavelli understood one brutal reality. It is not what is, but what appears to be that shapes the world. You don't need substance, only illusion. Power does not require truth. It requires belief, and belief can be manufactured. The talented often rely on reality to validate them. They assume that skill, facts, or logic will eventually win. But in a world governed by perception, these things are irrelevant. People don't follow reality. They follow stories, especially the ones that confirm what they already want to believe. If you lack talent, don't chase truth. Learn to shape perception. You don't need to be powerful. Just look powerful. You don't need wisdom. Just speak like you've seen behind the curtain. Dress the part. Control the narrative. Say less, mean more. Let people project their desires onto your silence. Reputation is a weapon sharper than any sword. And you don't need talent to sharpen it. Only control over what others think you are. Let the gifted exhaust themselves proving their worth. You just become the myth. When truth stands in your way, distort it. When facts betray you, drown them in doubt. Reality bends easily in a world addicted to appearances. Why master the truth? When you can master the audience, you were taught that loyalty is sacred, that it's earned through respect, kindness, shared struggle. But Machiavelli knew better. Loyalty is currency, and like any currency, it can be bought, traded, or stolen. Talented leaders believe people follow them because of inspiration. They believe in the nobility of allegiance. But people are loyal not to virtue. They are loyal to advantage. They follow whoever offers the most: protection, opportunity, status. And they abandon you the moment the price changes. This is your advantage. If you lack talent, you must never seek loyalty through admiration. Seek it through leverage. Find what people fear, what they crave, what they hide, and tie it to you. Make them need you. Because when someone needs you, they stay close. Not because they want to, but because they must. That is the purest form of loyalty, dependency. And if you're clever, you'll never have to force anyone. They'll chain themselves, smiling, believing it was their idea. The talented seek to inspire followers. The untalented, if wise, create dependencies, emotional, financial, psychological, chains wrapped in velvet. Don't be the leader they love. Be the one they can't leave. Love fades. Fear obeys. The world taught you to hide your weaknesses, to be ashamed of them, to mask every flaw, every crack, every insecurity. But Machiavelli saw through the illusion. Weakness isn't a defect, it's camouflage. You think the strong are feared? Sometimes. But the invisible, the underestimated, they are free. Free to move without threat, free to strike without warning, free to climb where no one is looking. When you have no visible power, you gain a deeper one. Unpredictability. The talented are watched, challenged, targeted, but the one who seems harmless, unimpressive, irrelevant? He walks through locked doors. He hears confessions not meant for him. He is ignored. and in that invisibility he gathers weapons. Play the fool, shrink yourself, let them mock you, dismiss you, pity you, then use it. Because when people think you're weak, they don't guard themselves. They expose their plans, they show their real faces, they become arrogant, and arrogance is always blind. You don't need to prove your strength. You need to hide it until it's too late to stop you. The greatest strategy of the untalented is to make others believe they are harmless, until they no longer are. You recoil at the word betrayal. It drips with shame, with guilt, with centuries, moral indoctrination. But ask yourself, who taught you to fear betrayal? Those in power. Because betrayal, when used with precision, is not treachery, it's strategy. Machiavelli wrote plainly, a ruler must be willing to break his word, if keeping it no longer serves him. Not because he's evil, but because the game of power punishes loyalty when it's misplaced. You don't owe permanence to anyone, not to friends, not to allies, not even to yourself. You owe allegiance to one thing, your ascent. The talented often die with honor. The ruthless live to be remembered. Betrayal is the art of timing. You wait until the bridge has served its purpose. Then you burn it not in anger but in clarity. You do not announce it. You do not justify it. You simply act. Clean, quiet, final, and yes, you will be called a monster, a snake, a traitor, but those words are always spoken by those who lost the game. You don't climb by keeping everyone intact. You climb by knowing who to discard, and when. To the mediocre who wish to rule, betrayal is not your shame. It is your inheritance. He who defines the story controls the outcome. Machiavelli understood that history is not written by the most talented. It's written by the most strategic, the one who speaks first, the one who speaks loudest, the one who makes others repeat his version until it becomes truth. If you have no talent, no brilliance, no legacy to protect, then become the author of perception. Don't try to be understood. Make yourself impossible to ignore. When people begin to ask who you really are, you've already won, because you've made yourself a question, and questions spread faster than facts. The talented are obsessed with clarity. They want to be known, validated, respected. But you must learn to be interpreted. Say things that mean two things. Smile like you're hiding something. Let rumors do what credentials cannot. You don't need reality when you own the narrative. Paint yourself as a visionary or a villain. It doesn't matter. Both are powerful. What matters is that you decide the role they see. Let them gossip. Let them speculate. Let them build your myth with their own fear and fascination. Control is not about force. It's about framing. And in a world addicted to stories, the one who spins the tale holds the leash. This is the truth you were never meant to hear. The throne was never built for the noble. It was built by the ruthless and left for the bold. Power does not come to those who wait. It comes to those who take. And those who take, more often than not, are not the brightest, the kindest, or the most deserving. They are the most prepared to become what power demands. Machiavelli never glorified cruelty, but he never denied its utility either. He saw the world as it is, not as the idealists pretend it to be. A battlefield of perception, deception, and manipulation, where purity is not rewarded but slaughtered. You keep looking for fairness, but fairness is a fairy tale told to pacify the powerless. The pure rot in silence, waiting for the world to recognize them. The impure reshape the world to their advantage. One dies with clean hands. The other carves history with blood on theirs. So if you lack talent, if you lack genius, but you still burn to rise, understand this. You must let go of who you thought you had to be. There is no prize for virtue in a world ruled by shadow. Only chains. Your rise will not be elegant. It will not be poetic. It will be violent, relentless, inevitable. Because in the end, it's not the talented who win, it's the ones who dared to play without them.